Acura has filed for an all-new trademark. We're gonna dig into what it could be and have so much fun with this. We're over at the United States Patent and Trademark Office. Acura has trademarked as of December 22nd, the ADX. And this is for automobiles and automotive structural parts. And there's no secret that ADX would be a crossover of some sort because DX is what they use for crossovers. RDX, MDX, even the ZDX of old. So does this mean 100% that Acura is going to have an ADX vehicle? No, it doesn't. But there's probably a better chance that it becomes an Acura vehicle than it doesn't. So what kind of vehicle is it going to be? That's what we're going to talk about today. They could benefit from two models massively in their lineup. We only know of one coming for sure, and that's their fully electric vehicle. I don't know how ADX plays in with electrification, at least the naming of ADX. The nostalgia in me would want them to call it the ZDX for zero emissions, right? The ZDX was only made for about 4 years, 2010 model year to 2013 model year. It was very expensive. It was over $50,000 and the sales were just so bad on it. We're over at Wikipedia. They peaked at 3,259 sales in 2010, and it's the lowest production vehicle ever sold by Acura, not counting the NSX, that is. And before we go into all the details on what we know about the electric crossover coming from Acura, the ADX could also be an entry-level crossover, which I've said that they've needed in their lineup for a long time now. If you go to China, Acura exists there as well, and they have the CDX, and it's based off the HRV. The HRV is old, outdated, and still selling well, while at the same time, most of the world has an all-new HRV/Honda Vezel, and it looks really, really cool. And so could Acura be waiting for a redesign on the HRV in order to have a new entry-level crossover in the lineup and then call it the ADX? I think it's a possibility, and as much as I would like that to happen because I don't like ADX for the naming of their first electric crossover, I just don't think it's as likely as this vehicle being an electric vehicle. So entry-level crossover, one option. The other option, fully electric crossover from Acura. And we know a ton about it, actually. Honda and Acura will be announcing their Prologue and Acura first ever crossover electric vehicle in early 2022. The Honda vehicle will be called the Prologue, and a Prologue is like an entry script into a book, right? So could A be like, the start of the alphabet, the entry level for an electric vision for Acura? It's possible. We know that this Acura electric crossover is going to be based off of the Cadillac Lyriq. It should be built on the same assembly lines in theory in Spring Hill, Tennessee. It will begin production in 2024. Could be a 2025 model year. We don't know that quite yet. Now, just because it's built alongside the Lyriq doesn't mean it's just going to be a rebadged Cadillac Lyriq. Honda has said that while the underpinnings are the same, they could radically change the rest of the vehicle above the battery pack, above the motors. I just don't think Acura would be doing that. I really think it's going to be more of a restyling of the Lyriq. I don't think they're going to make it a three-row crossover, even though it makes sense to, because their MDX is a best-selling three-row luxury crossover. And we actually know quite a bit about the Lyriq at this point. Cadillac and GM, for that matter, like to share a ton of information, while the Japanese automakers, as you guys know, are very coy about the information they give out about their master plans. All right, so the Lyriq will have a launch edition. It will have around 300 miles of range. We don't know the battery pack size, but I'm going to guess around 90 kilowatt hours. There will be 190 kilowatt DC fast charging. And just to put that in perspective, the Koreans, I think, do 350 kilowatt fast charging, but good luck finding a charger that powerful. And let's take on the other end of the spectrum, the Toyota BZ4X, that will have 150 kilowatt DC fast charging, which is about average. We know that the Lyriq will have the new GM Ultium platform, which is of course built with LG Chem. Power of the Lyriq, for the launch edition anyways, will be rear-wheel drive only, which we've never seen an Acura vehicle rear-wheel drive other than the NSX. And from that single rear motor, the Lyriq has 340 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. Don't worry, we'll get in the spreadsheet in a second to go over how it compares with other luxury options coming down the hatch. It will have Super Cruise. Honda has invested tons of money with General Motors into Super Cruise, so now they'll finally be able to take advantage of that themselves. There is a huge 33-inch LED display that not only goes behind the steering wheel, but goes all the way across. And of course, it'll have a touch screen, but Acura could definitely troll us with the True Touch interface. God, please, Acura, don't do that to us. Now, sound system, it's going to have AKG, which is what Cadillac is going to be using. It is possible that Acura could still use their ELS. I'd say it's a 50-50 shot. You'll be able to get 20-inch wheels all the way up to 22-inch wheels on this vehicle. Heading over to spreadsheet, we have a lot to talk about here. ADX, or whatever Acura is going to call their electric vehicle, power is going to be 340 horsepower, 325 pound-feet of torque based off the Lyrics rear-wheel drive entry-level option, or should I say launch edition option. 5.5 seconds, 0 to 60 is my guess. I would suspect that there would be different battery sizes, but we still don't know those details from the Cadillac side. If we do have different sizes, we could have a range starting around 220 miles all the way up to around 300 miles. Starting price, again, kind of a shot in the dark here, around $60,000 for the rear-wheel drive. Yeah, a rear-wheel drive Acura. And it's a bit strange that Acura is going to be having rear-wheel drive models. What do you guys think about that? Is it about time? I think so. Type S. Acura should have a Type S of this. If Cadillac is going to have a performance model, it would be a perfect opportunity for Acura to show some Type S in fully battery electric form. And what I did is I added the rear motor from the base model or the launch edition model, and I added the Chevy Bolt motor to the front. Just a total hypothetical situation, and that gives us a whopping 541 horsepower and 591 pound-feet of torque. Starting price, again, a big guess, but $75,000 after the tax credit, around $67,000. And 0 to 60 in around 3.5 seconds. It would compete fairly well with this EV6 GT, Tesla Model Y Performance, and the Mach-E GT, but have a lot nicer interior and better luxury amenities as a result. And Type S should be a lot easier for Acura going forward in the age of fully electrification. The problem is that it's going to have less specialty to it now that all these brands, look, Kia even has a 500 plus horsepower crossover coming next year. So it should be easier and cheaper for Acura to do Type S, but it won't have the same sort of specialty that it has had in the past with their gasoline engines. But time will tell. It could be wrong about that. If you enjoyed today's video, smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not for more Acura and Honda updates. I can't wait to update you guys with Acura's fully electric vehicle, the ADX, more than likely. And as always, take care of yourselves and peace out.
you.